Happy November. This is a really interesting month that we're about to step into. And in my personal perspective and opinion, we're so far past, like the middle point, the point of no return. We're starting to see in our own lives this shift that's coming from within. It's not the external world that's offering us something. It's we're shifting into the person that we need to be, that we needed when we were younger. Whatever it is, our mindset has changed. So much has changed that everything that's happening around us is shifting because we're shifting. So I know it's like this odd mind flip where, yes, the external world is changing, but it's because you're changing. It's not somebody came in and was like, here's everything that you need. You were like, oh, I'm changing my perspective. I'm changing the way that I show up to these situations, and I'm speaking from I statements, and I'm doing all the things that I needed someone else to do. I'm becoming my own helper. I'm becoming my own savior, my own, like white hat. I'm becoming that version of a person that needs to be the one in my life. I'm becoming that. And energetically, vibrationally, things that you have not wanted to do are starting to fall away, and things that you've wanted to do are just coming to be. Some symptoms and side effects that you might be feeling right now are absolute complete exhaustion, odd body issues, my eyes have been so itchy. I've been waking up, my eyes are so itchy. I'm seeing things differently. We're all going through upgrades. We're receiving more light on the planet than, that's not my, expertise, but it's cuckoo pants how much light we're receiving on a regular basis. Might be having technical issues on some of your devices. Just a lot of confusion. It's interesting. As experiential learners, a lot of people in my periph, I've been seeing whether they wear the entrepreneurial hat, the spiritual hat, whatever it may be, doesn't really matter. It's after massive full moons, new moons, astrological events that they go and they unpack. They're like, that full moon in Aries knocked my socks off. And a lot of people are having those experiences. A lot of people are doing so much work in their dream space, so much work. Like I either can't sleep or I have a very powerful, efficient sleep, and dreams are potent as can be, and I'm up. Or like last night, I slept for a crazy amount of hours, numerous episodes in my dreams, and I woke up as if a truck buckled me. And so that might be a little bit how you're feeling right now. Welcome to November 2024. We're going to get into it. The title of the video, Pack It Up. It's like you've been camping for a while and you're like, okay, pack it up. You've been at a job that you don't like for a while, pack it up. It's like put all the things in your box, moving house, all these different things. But that's kind of like the pack it up, we're leaving, we're done. This is over. A lot of that has to do with the Pluto transit that's going on, which is a transit that we will never experience again for the rest of our lives. Yeah, Pluto's going into Aquarius. It's never going back into Capricorn. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, everything that you've been experiencing since 2008, it's over. You might be having these weird, odd peripheral things that are there's literally nothing that you could say or do that could touch what I've already experienced. So just sing your song, do whatever you want. May God have mercy. No, I'm just kidding. It's Scorpio season. I'm saying that. I got this new sweater at Marshall's yesterday. I love it. Oh my God, I'm having a full-bodied show. So if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I have no idea what to title myself right now, but I do channeling work. We speak through the lenses of astrology and a growth mindset. I have tarot and oracle cards. And so we're going to talk about November 2024. As I'm talking to you, I have my guides showing me an image over here. I have a few other galactic screens over here, a past life screen over here. I've got a bunch, think of a fly's eye, and I've got a bunch of different screens, tabs open, if you will. They're all going off, and it's I don't know which one is playing music, but one of them is playing music, and I've got a lot of things that are going on. So, the sweater. I have a sweater that is like the version of this, but that is 7 out of 10, that I've had for a very, very, very long time. And every time I put it on, I'm like, the sleeves are too big. I can't do anything. I'm rolling them up. It's like an absolute mess. And I get literally enraged because I'm like, you are so close to perfection. Why can't you just be? Why do I see you and I love you and I've been holding on to you? Like, that sweater traveled the world with me. And I kept holding on to it. It's now in the donation bag because when I picked this out at Marshall's yesterday, I was like, you are everything I've wanted this sweater to be and more. You're darker. The sleeves are a little bit ostentatious, but not too much. Like, the neck is not too much. It's just, you are a 10 out of 10. You're everything I wanted that sweater to be. And now I can finally release the old because I'm moving forward with the new. That's the encompassment of what November is going to be. So if you could please take a moment and pause the video. I have 3 different versions of hematite on the table, but I'm going to use my bracelet as the pause. Go grab your journal, go grab your coffee, tea. I have water, warm water with lemon and ginger as well that I'm drinking. And let's pause the video. We're going to talk about November. And so I am going to give a personal disclaimer and update right now. So like I had mentioned a few times, the sun is in my 12th house. The sun is transiting my 12th house. I'm a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto. And I usually take time off for my personal New Year's. To mirror what I had said about what you might be going through, I'm feeling exhaustion that it doesn't matter how much I sleep. It doesn't matter how many rest days or how much exercise. It doesn't matter. It's literally the sun transiting my 12th house. And it's so much to do with what I'm going through for upgrades, what I'm going through. I'm creating programs, I'm creating products, I'm creating all this stuff. Most of it's going to be launching on Black Friday. I'm like kind of going to like soft launch and put things up. So I have a hair right underneath my eye. And it's taking up all of my energy. And so I'm going to be taking a little bit of a step to the side, not like back. I don't even like using the term back, but I'm going to be pausing on creating all of my Monday videos. I'm going to be pausing on my Monday lives just for this time period. This video that I'm showing you right now, this includes the channeled message. I'm not doing a channeled message for each new moon and full moon anymore because I have my full moon channeling. So the channeled messages is going to go into that. So this, starts on November 1st. November starts on November 1st. This channeled message is going to be for the month of November. I have my tarot cards, my oracle deck. So I'm going to kind of put everything into this video. I'm going to timestamp it so that you can go back. I really don't like using that word back. So you can go reference this video as many times as you need, and I'll have my, new moon, I'll have my full moon in Taurus information coming for you. So this is going to encompass a lot. This is going to encompass a lot because for the next few weeks, I myself am just taking a step away from creating new so I can create with myself. Again, I'm a projector in human design. I need to be with myself to create all these things. So just know that I'm always here if you need. I'm just taking a step to be with myself to create in the clearest way for you. I would never recommend for anyone to show up 80%, 70%. So if I'm showing up 60, 70%, that doesn't serve anyone. There have been times that I've recorded like complete videos and I'm like, girl, I don't even like looking in your eyes. You look exhausted. So today, I'm putting everything in one video so you can reference it as often as you need, depending on if you are keen for the channeled message, if you are keen for the tarot reading, if you are keen for the astrology. It's all coming in one lump sum for you. It's all coming in one lump sum. So let's start with the astrology for the month of November. So this is the general astrological wheel. It starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. And if you're new here, this is my multidimensional cafe. It's just you and I having coffee and tea. We're talking about the astrology. This is your chair right over here. So I'm just going to push it just to the side so you can see the wheel. Let me see if I can just... Awesome. So we start off with a banger. We start off the month on the 1st with a new moon in Scorpio. So we have the sun and the moon New moons are when they're conjunct at the same point in the sky. I have an entire all signs reading for that, and then an entire video called Grow or Grown Up. So I'm not going to speak so much about that since you already have a significant amount of information there. But if we look at it just astrologically from the general wheel, this is the house of deep transformation. Deep transformation. We go through a lot in Scorpio season, and I feel as though I'm listening to my guides. It's either because this world, if you're a human being, you are in no way weak. So they're just like that video, Grow Up or Grown Up. It's either this ain't for the weak or the weak are becoming strong. A significant amount of people are recognizing that nobody's coming to save you. You are the person that is here to save yourself. And I'm still unpacking because I feel as though the term leader is triggering for too many people, which is ridiculous for me because I have been, in leadership and personal growth and development my entire life. So this is hitting my ego as well, where it's not so much you're leading the flock, you're leading your own life. That's what being a leader is about. So I'm speaking more to a growth mindset where I'm not in competition with you or you or you or you or you. I am in competition with myself and my last breath. And I'm trying to grow into the version of myself that can figure out what it is that God has downloaded in my brain. Whatever it is that I'm supposed to do in this world, I'm going to be the one to figure it out. It's beautiful stuff. So that's the first. There's tons of information that's happening there. On the second, we have a really beautiful day. And so this is very, very interesting. We have Mercury going into Sagittarius on the second, which I really enjoy. There's also another energy that is happening on the second and the third that I really want to talk about. Mercury and Venus are actually going to be very interesting key players in the month of November. So understanding Venus, we'll start with Mercury because we're starting with Mercury. Nope, we'll just introduce both of them. Mercury is our Hermes planet. It's how we communicate and how we receive our downloads. How are we talking to our dreams? Mercury is going into the sign of Sagittarius, which is quest, adventure, long distance travel, and higher education, spirituality. This is also the house of legalities. Relationships over here, Libra, the balanced scales. This is the Justice card in the major arcana. And Sagittarius over here, this is having long range goals. Look at the glyph. This is the Archer. It's run by Jupiter, which is actually a key player that we're going to be talking about right now. So we have Jupiter retrograde in Gemini over here, 20 degrees. They're all connected. This is on the second. I'm talking about the second. And I have, where is Chiron? I made a new Chiron. Chiron is retrograde in Aries. Can you see? Going to pull them right there in 20 degrees. So this is the second sextile of these two planets, Jupiter and Chiron. They're sextiling each other. We know that sextiles, it's free-flowing information, free-flowing energy, but we kind of have to do something about it. Trines are like our yes friend. We've talked about that before. Squares are a little bit like intense energy. Full moon or oppositions is like a full moon, very polarizing, and conjunctions are making a super planet. They're kind of like the same point in the sky together where it's a fertile ground, just like a new moon to plant seeds for what it is that we do want. It's good like when the sun and the moon are together, the moon is very dark, so it's like just deep and moist and just like you can fertilize your ideas and just like get all up in there. So, sextiling. This is the second sextile that we had. By exactitude, we're going to have another one. I did write it down. So what did I write down before? We talked about this in October. So expansive healing. These are the notes that I wrote down. The 12th of October, we already had the sextile, now the 2nd of November, and then next year, May 18th, 2025, we're going to have another sextile. What did I write? This is where you can do something differently. This is where you can help. This is where you can utilize that universal law of aligned action to say, okay, I see these big goals, I see these big things. That's not yet in my reality, but I can do a few things about it. I can do a few things about it. Aries, we talked about this a lot in your all signs reading, I remember. And if you don't know the time of your birth, we go off of the general astrological wheel. So really, what can you do in your everyday? Think of my sweater. Think of the sweater. In your everyday, to not so much look back, but move forward. Literally, the amount of channelers, astrologers, people, religious people, spiritual people that are talking about Lot's wife. Remember Lot's wife. Just, there's such a different vibration between walking towards something and walking away from something. This is a massive theme for 2025. An incredibly massive theme. Don't look back. Look forward. Even in my own processing, it's not, okay, what didn't work? It's what really shined. And I know, I'm looking at my 3 questions too. I ask myself 3 questions every week, which is, what did I do well? What did I not do so well? Or what can I improve upon? And what is fully integrated? So right now, I'm super heavily focused on what's really slapping, what's feeling great, what feels authentic. That is what I want to focus on, and that is what I want to nurture and nourish more of. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So this sextile over here is getting activated by Venus on the 3rd. Venus is going to be in opposition of Jupiter and trining, what's his name? Chiron. Venus, where are you? Sagittarius, over here. So, we already know oppositions are a little bit like full moon energy. Trine is your yes friend. This is a beautiful amalgamation of planets. This is a beautiful Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron. Jupiter's retrograde, Chiron's retrograde, Venus is not retrograde. Venus in Sagittarius, there have been times, and I've spoken about this, that people are going to be changing up their look a little bit. People are going to be changing up their aesthetic. People are going to be moving. Even myself, I moved my whole office, living room space around, whereas this chair doesn't sit here anymore. I move it over when I record videos, and then I put it over at my actual desk at my command station all the other times. Because with the chair sitting over here, I was like, you could record something, you could record something, you could record something, where I'm like, I'm in my PJs. I'm in my PJs. Yeah, I'm good. I trust that my information will find the people that need it the most at the exact moment that they need to find it. And I trust YouTube. I trust the universe. I trust God. Please give a thumbs up or comment below. You found me the exact moment that you were ready to find me, right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to YouTube. I'm trusting that once I say send, it finds the people that it needs to find. I don't have to be controlling it. I don't have to be checking it all the time. I'm releasing a lot of my need to control during this time period and just trusting and just really trusting. I'm right alongside you. I'm doing that Indiana Jones leap of faith at the same time. So this is very powerful. This is very powerful. This is on the 3rd. That same day, we have Mars going into Leo, opposing Pluto in Capricorn. So it will be pretty intense, I'd say, from the new moon. Yeah, I'd say for the first 6 days of the month. For the month that this is intense. Can you see Mars? Yeah, I'm going to move Jupiter up so you can see it. Okay. So, I have a whole video. It's called Power Meets Softness. That's about the Mars transit because Mars is going to retrograde in Leo, go back into Cancer, and then go back into Leo energy later on in 2025. So as you can see, Mars is an inner planet. Normally it hangs out with Mercury and Venus, but it's all the way over here. So we're learning a lot about how to assert ourselves. We're learning a lot about power, softness, and how fighting for something literally means walking away. Literally means that's your reality, and I don't even need to, you're not even a worthy adversary. Literally. It is so important to recognize, especially after Libra season, where people want what you've got. My friend, people want what you have. People want what you are. They want to be in your inner circle. Yeah, they're not on your team, but they want the playbook. You're shining. You're shining in a way that's so different than you've ever shined before. Shined? I'm not really sure. So trust that. Yeah, this ain't for the weak, but you can't purposefully. I love the guides. I love the way that they're really phrasing this right now in my brain. Everyone is strong and sovereign and free and worthy. But if you're choosing right now to stay weak, it's on purpose. It's on purpose. If you're giving your power away, saying, take it. I don't want to be in control of my life. Take it. I want someone else to tell me what to do. Take it. A lot of people are experiencing cognitive dissonance right now, and it's coming out as literally straight adolescent violence. This is powerful, very intense energy. Very intense energy. This is the same day that we have this beautiful energy. So choose your own adventure. Do you want to spar with, a complete stranger that your sleeper cell has told you that you need to spar with? Or do you want to be with your most important people? This is on a Sunday. This is literally one of the most important aspects to, I speak of this in my self-mastery program, which is, integral to your trajectory being as efficient as it possibly can be. And I'll share it here, which is if you don't have one day a week, one day where you are on Do Not Disturb, where you answer for your VIPs, you spend time with your most important people, yourself, your partner, your children, the God of your understanding, and you just say, yeah, my assistant has got that, or if the building is not, metaphorically on fire, and I am not the only person that has the water to put it out, there's somebody else that you can call, One day a week, you are just relaxed, so that God can take over and download information to you, so that God can give you the ideas. This isn't about what we want. This is about what our soul and our higher self decided we would do in this world before we came into human life. And a lot of the times it's our egos that's like, I have to have it this way. It has to look this way. The only way I can have finances is by winning the lottery. The only way that it can be is by this. The only way is this little compartment. We're like, no, dude, God has a bigger plan for you. And I use the term God brazenly. So for my, subscribers that speak the universe language or source, spirit, God, Goddess, all there is, just know that that's just me, but insert that word every single time I use God. Source, energy, spirit, God is speaking to you, saying, what I have for you is bigger than you think that it could possibly be, but you don't have to do as much to get there. You just have to sink in and calm your nervous system and be ready for the things when they present themselves, because it's trying to find you, but you're all up in your head saying, like, I gotta figure it out. Like, it's already there. You are abundance. You are love. You already have all the things inside of you. I want you to really, really receive this. You are love. You are so lovable. You are so worthy. You are so abundant just by existing. You don't have to figure it out. You just have to let it happen. Let's take a sip of water. What did I write? I wrote curious. Okay. What does that word mean? So let's continue. On the 11th of November, we're going to have Venus going into Capricorn. I love that. Venus is our yin, our abundance, our money planet, all the beauty and just the lusciousness of the feminine, going into the sign of Capricorn, which is the goat, which, this house is the legacy, public life, and career. This is the house of mother, this is the house of father. So there's probably a significant amount of generational ancestral healing, some parental healing that's going on for a lot of people. You're just kind of facing it in a way where you're like, yeah, that happened, but I really don't want to think about it anymore, and I really don't need to, like, I've already done this. And so this is a very important aspect to what it is that I just said, which is, if you've said, like, I've already processed that, I'm done processing that, know that there's layer upon layer upon layer. This isn't looking back, this is looking forward. So there's a new level. It's kind of like, oh, but I've tried that before and it failed, or I've done that before and it failed, or I've already processed that and I'm done with that. What's new? What's a new level of processing? What's a new level of balancing the feminine and masculine inside of you? How can you have a healthier relationship with God, that it's not so much like, Papa, please give me the things, but it's, I'm co-creating with God. I'm a part of God. I'm God having a human experience. And so I have masculine and feminine inside of me. So how can I really understand that in a beautiful way? Venus is a very key player from now until really, oh my gosh, I'd say well into 2025, because Venus has decided to go first into a lot of significant transits, especially when we get over into February, March of 2025. Venus has a retrograde over here in this area of your chart. And I also want to offer a preview. I've mentioned this numerous times, but kind of in like specific readings. So I don't know if I've mentioned it in a whole, but look exactly where 25 degrees of Pisces to about 10 degrees of Aries falls in your rising chart, not your sun chart, not your moon chart, but your actual birth chart. That is going to be so upgraded and so rocked. The North Node, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, like so many freaking planets are just going to be like, this area, which is soul purpose, healing, closure, coming home, and the storefront view of my life in the beginning, the ascendant sign. So just be excited. I wouldn't fear that. I'd be like, I'm ready. I'm ready. If I'm co-creating with God, since I'm co-creating with God, I don't have to hustle. I don't have to figure it out. I have to relax and trust God and work with God and let my daydreams birth it. Yeah. Sorry, my hair is not... It's not doing exactly what I wanted to do, but we're moving along. Okay, so that's the 11th. Oh, buddy. Okay, so the 15th is a beautiful day. We have Saturn going direct. Can you see Saturn? Yep. In Pisces energy at 12 degrees. Saturn is going to be at 12 degrees the entire month of November. So find out what aspects that is making. Where does 12 degrees of Pisces fall in your chart? Know that that is a beautiful upgrade. When you work with Saturn and you say, Saturn, I'm ready to like do the work, but trust you at the same time and not shy away from things, but just face it head on. Saturn really wants to bless you. Saturn is an amazing planet. Like everyone's like, oh, I'm 29. I have my Saturn return. It's like, oh, I'm 29. I have my Saturn return. I get to level up. Yeah, we're leveling up. We're leveling up. I love that for you. Love that for me. Love that for us all. That is the same day that we have a full moon in Taurus at 24 degrees. Uranus is retrograde at 24 degrees. So this full moon is going to be with Uranus. I'm going to have an entire all signs reading for that and an entire introductory video to that energy. So I'm not going to speak so much about it here. My focus right now, what I'll offer is Saturn. 12 degrees. Your house is soul purpose, healing, closure, coming home again. Like this is very whimsical energy, Piscean energy. This is a lot of water energy. This is tears. This is flooding. This is rain. This is weird weather events. I mean, that also has a lot to do with Neptune, which the entirety of the month, Neptune is going to be retrograde at 27 degrees. So I'm just going to put Neptune down right over here. That's a lot. This is the money axis as well. This is money, values, access to resources. Taurus is also, fixed negative earth energy. So this is agriculture. This is like our food and things like that. And then Scorpio over here, deep transformation, death and rebirth, shared possession. So it's kind of like when I move, I put these things into the house, and this is where I move to. This is the house that I move into. And, the people that help build that community together. Marco J. Williams, a real thought leader that, he interviewed me once last year or the year before, I can't remember. He got a download, so I wanted to reference his work, that, community will be the new currency. And I really resonate with that. Whereas the people that are in my VIP circle, my community, I can count them on, a hand, but it is, I effortlessly give, they effortlessly give, we effortlessly pour into each other's cups and receive. And there's honesty, there's, with my dearest friend, we don't hide anything from each other. We share all the time. And if someone speaks about that person, they don't speak it to me because they know I'm going right to her. She's going right to me. But how vulnerable and authentic that is. For friendships that have gone on for a significant period of time, that you have adapted and grown into a more evolved, more authentic version of yourself, and you stay in each other's lives, that's a big deal. Honor those people, really honor those people. And it's something that, again, we're going to be talking more about going into 2025. But the number one recommendation that I have in my 2025 workbook for you, which is launching on Black Friday. I have an all signs reading and a workbook for, like every month. And it's going to be exciting. I'm loving putting it together, and I'm loving writing it. The first recommendation going into this energy is surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people that are not in competition with you, that want you to thrive, that anything that you want in your life, they're like, you can accomplish that. You can accomplish that. You're not taken from me. I'm not taken from you. There's no, I wish I could do that. Yeah, there's none of that. There's no succubi. There's none of that. Spend Scorpio season. Spend the full moon. Spend the rest of 2025. Whatever you have to do to either set boundaries with these people, remove them from your life, or just stop calling and stop showing up and stop diminishing yourself. It's so okay to say, I can't show up for that. There's a phrase that I've used, and there's a phrase that has been used on me, which is there's no love lost. I wish you all the blessings of the universe. I'm just not going to be a part of that life with you. That no gives them the opportunity to find their resounding yes. I was talking about this. I was in coffee with my dearest friends yesterday. We were saying, when I say no, I can't show up for that. I can't be the version of a person that you need right next to you. That gives them the opportunity to stop focusing on me and looking towards, oh my God, I get to find the friend, the person, the partner, whatever it may be, that does resonate 100%. So when you say no, that's a yes for something else. When you say no to 7 out of 10, you say yes to 10 out of 10. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. You're telling the world, go watch my 2024 to 2027 video, The Changing of the Guides. It's in the Longer Range Transit playlist. If you tell God, if you tell Source, if you tell Universe and Energy, I'm vibing at 6 out of 10, God doesn't know lies. God's like, oh my God, that's their 10 out of 10. I'm going to bless them with more of that level. So know that you can't lie to Universe. You can't be like, oh, I want this, but later on I'm going to have this, and later on I'm going to have this. You're going to get what you're allowing in. Talking to you. Okay, where are we? The 15th. So it's not by exactitude, because the 16th is when the sun will be in complete opposition to Uranus over here. That's going to be a really interesting time. Uranus is our awakening planet. It's lightning bolt energy. There's no time period to Uranus. It's like yesterday, today, 20 years from now, never, maybe, I have no idea. So it's like trying to predict where lightning will strike, and with the lens of a full moon. Like, those are rough 2 days. What comes after this is just so freaking cool. So freaking cool. Okay, so the 19th of November is one of the most powerful moments of, this is a lifetime transit, actually. So Pluto is going into Aquarius fully for the rest of our lives. We'll never experience it in Capricorn ever again. Yeah, that's a big deal, don't you think? I'm going to do an entire video on that. I have in the longer range transit playlist a Pluto and Aquarius part 1 and part 2, which is, opening the door to Oz, stepping into Oz. So I'll do an entire other video. I might do an all signs. This is a 20-year transit, so that would be a little bit interesting. But just to really unpack for each rising sign, this is a big deal. Pluto transformed our house of legacy, public life, and career. All of our father issues, all of our top-down authority, all of the, financial stuff that was going on. This is not casual. What did I say about Scorpio season? Anything but casual. Go watch that video. Anything but casual. This is really life-changing energy. So people that... It's, again... If you're alive on this planet, it's not like there are weak people and strong people and there are leaders and followers and all of that. It's either your authentic self, or you will be shown over and over and over again how giving your power away probably doesn't serve you. Probably doesn't serve you, because the more you give it away, the more your freedoms are going to be taken from you. Pluto transforming community, friendships, wishes for the future. Really know who your people are. Really, 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 really know who your people are. So my guys are talking, and there's a situation in my town where there's a peripheral person who was speaking lies about me. I don't see this person in my daily life, haven't seen them for the better part of a year, and is speaking negatively. And so instead of going to anger, pity, frustration, I need to protect myself, I need to go to the police, I need to do this, I need to do this, I went to gratitude. Not immediately, it took a few days. Just letting you know, I'm not perfect in any capacity. I went through every single stage. And so I said, what people say about me behind my back is none of my business. That version of me doesn't even exist. Yeah. I was on my YouTube studio analytics and I found the dislikes. I didn't even know there were any, and there are. And it really hurt. I'm just kidding. It really, it does. It does. It really, I'm just trying my absolute best. So when I didn't know that there were dislikes. I never saw that analytic, and I saw it for the first time yesterday, and it really just it was on a Sunday, and I shouldn't have been looking at it anyway, so it was my own fault. But so the gratitude, this is what I was grateful for. If there's a single person in my life that would believe the lies that have been said about me, they're not my friend. They're not my friend. There's not a single thing that a peripheral person can come say about my VIP people that could even knock down, huff and puff. Can't blow this house down. There's nothing that you can say. All I know is that person has something happening. If somebody comes up and is like, hey, your best friend said this about, I was like, actually, you can get out of my life, but thank you. I appreciate you showing me who you really are. And so finding gratitude, give yourself as much time between action and acceptance. It's like going through the stages of grief, but you can be more efficient with it. You know what I mean? And I feel as though this Pluto transit, and it really, I'm listening to my guides. Okay, so around this time in my past, I've had some of the most profound, absurd, damaging, upgrading moments in my life usually happen around the end of October, early November. In the past, it's been like guttural. So this little thing coming in, I'm a Capricorn moon, and I was like, you think after everything that I've been through that this is gonna, no, you just need attention, sir. No. So thank you for holding space for me. This was the fascinating component that I really wanted to mention. So Mercury on the 18th and 19th is going to be making the same aspect to Jupiter and Chiron that Venus made around the 3rd. So Mercury is going to be in opposition to Jupiter and making a trine to Chiron. The same thing that Venus did on the 3rd. We already talked about that. Very exciting. So again, opposition, full moon energy. Mercury, our, Hermes, our communication planet in the house of quest and adventure. This is, short trips, this is like around town type stuff, communication. This is quest, long distance travel, higher education. A lot of people are, how do I say this? A lot of people are putting more oomph and focus into things that really jazz them up. This could be getting a higher education in something that really jazzes you up, or going like quadrupling down on the good. That's what I really see about this right now, is that the little razor's edge changes. Definitely go look at Bob Proctor's work, an incredible mindset coach. And he's dead now, but his page is more active than it was when he was alive. So definitely bless his heart and soul. Mercury, our communication planet, in opposition of Jupiter in Gemini, is saying, stop listening to everything. Stop it. Focus. Put blinders on. Really quadruple down on what jazzes you up. And educate yourself in whatever way you need to get to that other goal. Per me, l'italiano. Seriously, I can't avoid it anymore. It is screaming at me. I have my future self screaming at me in Italian to focus on Italian every day. I have people that I meet in my life that only speak Italian. Like, this is like, I can't avoid it anymore. So my guides want me to remind you of something very, very important, is that, I have a tutor for Italian that I meet once a week. That 1 hour a week is not going to get me to my goal. I have to take personal responsibility and study throughout my life on a day-to-day basis. What the guides want to remind you is that, and I've said this before, if you want to be a surgeon, you go into the school system and you pay money and you become a surgeon. Do that. Absolutely do that. If you do not know what you want to do, what you want to be, the thing you want to do every day, I have the practical manifestation technique that's in the toolbox. That's on the playlist, the toolbox. That's for free. Start to do things like that. Put yourself in the environment that you want to be in on a regular basis. And if you don't know what you want to do, then daydream and relax and go experience art. Maybe take a day off. Maybe take all of the focus out of the head and sink it into the heart. Yeah, you don't have to live up to the expectations of your parents. You don't have to do what they want you to do. You can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, they just want you to be happy and safe and abundant and prosperous and loved. That's it. That's it. But you don't have to get on the hamster wheel because you know the hamster wheel is kind of broken and you don't need to do that. So again, if you want to do something that you need a certification, a diploma, a piece of paper to do, then go put yourself into that exact thing. Hire a tutor, hire someone specific. Look at the way that homeschool is changing the world. Really, hire someone, freelance them. I don't care if they're a teacher or professor, send them a message, send them an email and be like, do you do one-on-one sessions? I'd love to learn from you that way. Really look into that, because this is exactly what Venus did. So Venus is probably lighting something up And Mercury is going to be a little bit more of like the how to do it. I really like this. This is exciting. And this is happening around this Pluto transit. This isn't just my language. And I want to say that this, I don't like the term like curses and like contracts and karma. I feel like it's just so clickbaity. But whatever word you want to put into, like, this ends generational things, this Pluto transit. Yeah, it's like 7 generations. It's like, it's done. That's done. Whatever's holding you back, I'm literally, the image my guides are giving me is like little strings of karma that were around certain chakra areas of your body are just getting cut just by existing, just because you're alive right now. You don't have to figure this out. It's happening in your dreams. It's happening in your meditations. It's happening when you're in the woods, going for walks, going for drives, spending time with the people that really liven you up and processing it out. Definitely go take a look at my intuitive listening. It's how to hold space. It's an introduction to intuitive listening. It's just a digital download. I was going to do a whole little like Zoom about it, but it's a very accessible. It's $11. You can listen to it as many times as you want, but it's how to begin to hold space for others. You can do this. Maybe it's having a healing practice. Maybe it's being, someone that can talk therapy it out with you. Yeah, you might want to do something like that. It's an incredible privilege that no matter where I am in this world, people feel safe and comfortable to tell me things. That's amazing. Maybe that's you. Maybe you want to start getting paid for that. Maybe you want to do this professionally for a living to help the world. Yeah, that lecture is for you. It's very accessible. It's $11. It's about 37 minutes. And the link for that is below. I think. Yeah, I've already recorded it. I'll put it together so it'll be in there. I was gonna wait until the 7th to post it, but I have to get it. I just have to get it out. I just have to get it done. So where were we? Okay, that's the 18th, the 19th, the 21st. We have the sun going into Sagittarius energy. That season is gonna be called Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West. Wicka wow. Wicka wicka. Ridiculous, I know. And we're going to have that same day a sextile between the sun and Pluto. We already know about sextiles. Nice free-flowing energy. But we got to do something about this. Like, Pluto in Aquarius and the sun in Sagittarius, this is not, I'm the word in my brain is contradictory, but my guides are like, aligned action. What can you do with the tools that you have? A lot of people need to clear out their houses. A lot of people need to throw things away that do not serve them. A lot of people need to dust, and I don't care if we're going into the wintertime or it doesn't matter. You need to dust your house. You need to get rid of like the sweater. Literally, I had no idea that the sweater was going to serve so many purposes in this video, but I love this sweater and it's a resounding yes. It's like the Marie Kondo way, which I did a very long time ago, which is like you put all of your shirts in one pile and you pick them up and you're like, does this one shirt jazz me up? Like, is it just the best thing in the world? If not, get rid of it. Donate it. Give it away. Buy the new pair of shoes. Get the new thing. If that's not accessible, get rid of the things to make space for the new. Get rid of everything that you don't see in your future image of yourself. It's like you're looking in the mirror and you're talking to your future self and you see this version of you. If there's anything about you right now that is not that version that you can actually do something about, then start to change it now. That's all I'm going to say about that. The planets are validating this. Planets are happening to us. These are opportunities for us to grow, opportunities for us to harness and utilize this energy and understand that this is the validation for why you're feeling this. If you're feeling triggered by what I'm saying, that's a good thing. That means that my voice and my eyes are highlighting an area of your body where you know that you have a goal that you want to do, you want to accomplish, you want to experience. If it's on the planet, you can experience it. This is a video game. This is literally a Matrix reality video game. Okie dokie. The last thing I'm going to talk about is on the 25th. We have Mercury going retrograde at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. That transit, Mercury goes direct on the 15th of December at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's staying in Sag energy over here. So you're getting a really great windshield wiper of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde happens 3 times a year. It is not something to fear. We just don't make big decisions. We don't sign contracts. We trust the planets. We trust the energy. I've mentioned this so many times, but I want to mention it again. There is an old friend of mine that you can, if you have to sign contracts. My friend, she had to sign her she has this language. She didn't want to, but she had to sign her P&S for her house, for her condo, during a Mercury retrograde. Sale went through, lawyer checked it over, beautiful, everything was fine. The unit above her had water issues and had pipe issues and leaking issues, and that affected her. Why not trust the planets? Why not trust this energy? It's like showing up at the beach at high tide and being like, I'm going to barbecue. I'm going to barbecue. I don't care. You think, water, that you're in control? I'm a human being. I'm in control. No. I live in Massachusetts, and it's adorable sometimes where, like, when we have massive snowstorms, if I don't drive unless it is literally an emergency situation during these snowstorms, seeing people trying to figure it out and be like, I'm more in control of my life and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, Mother Nature just kind of told you to park it, so maybe do that. Maybe do that. There's a lot of people within my community that are feeling like this winter is going to be like intense snow. So that's exciting. I love a good snow day. I get more creative on snow days than I do most days. So I'm going to put up the planets for the 1st of December, 2024, so we can kind of have an idea. I have the North Node over here, which is going to be at 3 degrees of Aries. I have the South Node over here, 3 degrees of Libra, the mean. And I have Lilith at 17 degrees of Libra. Sun will be at 9 degrees. Oh my God, I love it. Jesus God, it is. It's a new moon. It's a new moon that day. My gosh. We're going to have 3 moon cycles in December. New moon, full moon, new moon. So that 2025, it's like it's like a whole new energy. That we have the full moon first and then the new moon. So that's very exciting. So that's so cool. That's so cool. We have Mercury retrograde at 20 degrees. I have Venus in Cap at 22. Love that. I have Mars in Leo at 5 degrees. Jupiter, Gemini 17. Saturn at 12. Uranus 24. Neptune 27. Pluto at 0. North and South Node. Chiron is at 19. Yep. This is the 1st of December. We're switching it up. Yeah, we're switching it up. There's a lot of shifting and changing. I mean, I can only speak for my statements, and even what I'm putting out there, what I'm offering to you is going to be drastically, but not so drastically different. The stuff that really is so well received, my all signs reading, my new moon, my full moon content, all of that, the full moon healing that I put out in October was so well received. I'm going to be doing more of that. It's just the things that really resonate with my community, I'm quadrupling down into. I don't want to look at things that aren't working because that's my ego saying, oh, you've been doing this for so long, you got to continue to do it. No, I don't. No, I don't. I really don't. I'm very excited about this energy. I'm very excited about the way things are happening. I love that Venus is over here at this degree. This has been a big degree for Pluto. That's where we had that like Pluto-Saturn conjunction over here that kind of kicked off the pandemic. Where is it? Yeah, 22 cap. So definitely I don't have to explain that to you. Y'all know that. Okay. I think that's it for the astrology. I want to kind of change hats right now and get into a channeled message for the month of November. So I'm going to close this. Put my cards over here. Yeah. I don't even have a hanky on me. My goodness. Pardon me. So you're welcome to ground with me. If you'd like, pause this video, do some grounding. And the guides that had been coming through before I started this video, it's been the Council of Nine, it's been very Egypt energy and angelic energy and archangel energy. So the parable of Lot's wife is very important for, it doesn't matter if you have that language. This is a lot to do with, there's some frustration that people are feeling about the education system and about the education that they're receiving, about they may be teachers or they want to experience an education, but they don't want to indoctrinate. A lot of parents are feeling this frustration over what their kiddos are experiencing on a regular basis, but they're like, I have to work, I have to do this, and I don't have time to homeschool and all this. So there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger that's surrounding education that they're showing me. There's a significant amount of enough is enough that is going to really just pop off, they're saying, in November. And it's going to be very micro. It's going to be within your little town, within your little community, within your little bubble. So much so that as that is going off, there might not be even the time and space to focus on the macro, the election, the this, the that. You're just like, I can only handle what's happening with my home, my family, my team, my flock. So I love that the image that they're giving me is like, really know what matters, who matters, really, really. And these are your archangels. I work with Michael and Gabriel, so it could be any archangel. This could be Yeshua that you work with, but it's very angelic information. And they also want to reference, like, if you are triggered, if there is Lot's wife, and you're just like, oh my goodness, do you even know what that means? Look into that, study that, understand what that means. Study it for 30 seconds. Just put in remember Lot's wife and see what comes up, and DuckDuckGo it, don't Google it. Try to have an untraceable search engine it's just, or have both and see the difference between the two and do your own research on everything that I'm saying. Nothing that I'm saying and channeling through is doctrine. These are just messages across time and space that could be helpful for you. If they're not, then please just scroll past it. So, okay. But spirit, source, God is saying through me to you, focus on the people that matter. And those conversations are important. Really focus on the Taurus full moon is going to bring a lot of things up, and recognizing that you can't save everybody. And if it's not in your immediate vicinity, try to say, I can't. That's not for me. It's going to be mental overwhelm. If you have been so focused on the external, you are going to be feeling so depressed down, so small, helpless, worthless, like a boot is on your face right now. And so if you're feeling anything like that, stop watching. Stop looking at all of the negative that's going on. We're not meant to ingest all that. Look at where Jupiter is transiting in your chart if you need an astrological validation, but like, You're driving down the road, really scary, grotesque thing, watching violent things happen at all times. You're not going to turn off. Just keep going down a beautiful road, your road. Don't get distracted by that. The Council of Nine has really been coming through a significant amount, as well as there's so much Egyptian energy that's been coming through as far as the beings that were there during Egyptian time, as well as, this is a lot that's coming through right now all at the same time. So there's a lot of atonement that's going on for the things that either have happened that were positive, negative, scripted, advantageous, in the same way that as human beings, we contracted certain things to happen to us so that we could grow and develop and eventually teach others from it. There's a lot of contractual ending that's going on with this Pluto transit. And that has a lot that's dating all the way back to ancient Egypt. I personally, Sarah, the avatar, has absolutely no knowledge of what astrology was going on back then or how that is related. So it's my personal brain is just kind of floundering, what's the validation of it? Though you don't need to know. When it comes to Pluto going into Aquarius, this is one of the most accessible times to be connecting to your own divine spirit team, to be connecting to your ancestor, to be connecting to your angels, to be connecting to past versions of yourself that have been here in poignant times. And so, this is beautiful. What they're showing me is that we're going into a more galactic time where, in the same way in Egyptian times, there were, gods, Anunnaki, walking amongst human beings. But there was still a negative feeling, not negative, but the humans felt as though they had to pray to the gods. Whereas this time that this happens, in our lifetime, we are going to be walking amongst other interdimensional, multidimensional alien beings, and we're all the same because we are conscious is having an experience. We are consciousness having a human experience. It's very interesting. We've given them so much, you're so galactic and you're so this, and they're you're God particles having a human experience. What is that like? So there's a lot of education that's going to come. The medical industry, the education industry, everything is going to be shifting and changing within the next 20 years or so of our lives. It's all coming together. But so imagine Egyptian times, but it's everybody's got that horse and buggy and a flying car. You can have this if you want. That might seem so cognitively dissonant from someone experience this with me. Really, experience this with me. Experience this with the God of your understanding right now. The food. A lot of the food issues are coming up, and a lot of people are learning about their food and their agriculture and what they're ingesting and why, and really be aware of what you are ingesting. Just food, not content. This is just the lens of food and beverage. Where's my water coming from? Where's my food coming from? It's in a day, we, eat something from Mexico, something over here, something that has all these different dyes in it, something that's over here, something that they there's a lot of food on the shelves in the United States that legally they couldn't sell in other countries. Look at that. Just be aware of that. And it can seem to a lot of people extremely overwhelming. I gotta, do this and do this and do this and do this and do this. You don't have to do anything that's not within your reality to do, but make razor's edge changes. Maybe I don't get the box of this. Maybe I, make it. A lot of people, if for the, what's it called? For the health and fitness people, you meal prep. You meal prep one day, on Sunday, made 2 sheet pans of food, and now I have food for the next few days. You can do that. You can do that and not have it be so I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. Oh, Sarah, the price of food. Food's accessible. It's accessible. Yeah, it's very accessible. Look at what you're eating and why and what addictive substances are in it. There was a protein powder. This is how intense it gets. There's a protein powder that I'd been ingesting, which is, grass-fed, whey, great company, really, but I was experiencing all this I don't know if I can have this. I was burping and bloated and all these things, is because there was an alcohol sugar in it. that was really affecting me. It was really affecting me. So the past 24 hours alone, having whole foods and squash and potatoes and chicken and Brussels sprouts and healthy oils and healthy fats and all these things, it's been a lot of release, a lot of release. So know that if you're having some digestion issues right now, which has been a theme in a lot of the readings, addiction issues, ingestion issues, digestion issues, bloating issues, look at some of the foods that you're eating. Just read the label. Just read the label and be aware that I'm choosing to ingest every single one of these items. Oh, I don't know what that item is. I'm going to eat it. That's what I really want you to do, is for everything that you put into your mouth, I want you to read the label for it. You don't have to make any changes onto what you eat, but I want you to read every single label of the food that you're putting into your mouth and recognize how many times you say, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know where that comes. I don't even know. There's so many letters in that word. I don't even know what it is. So you don't have to make changes, but being aware that I don't know what I'm putting in my mouth. Because that action, it's still a very childlike activity where they put everything in their mouth. They're like, I don't know what this is. Let me put it in my mouth. And when I was working as a barista, and I want to close with this, I don't feel called to do the tarot or the oracles. So I want to leave you with this. When I was working as a barista, and I've been in most service roles. I've been waiter, I've been manager, I've been barista, I've been, customer service desk, everyone. And psychologically, people treat you differently. So God bless the frickin' barista. God bless the barista. Thank you for everything that you do, because I find it to be one of the most abused situation from the general public. People would come up and be like, yeah, I finished it and it's disgusting. Or I ordered this last time and it was disgusting. And I just want to make sure that it's not disgusting this time. And I remind adults, I've reminded them before, and I want to leave you with this. So when you're a kiddo and you're playing with crayons, and you're like, oh my God, look at these beautiful colors. And they're so pretty. They're so vibrant. I love them. I'm going to put it in my mouth. And you're like, it does not taste like how it looks. And you don't put it in your mouth anymore. As adults, if something doesn't taste good in your mouth, stop putting it in your mouth. Stop eating the crayon. I feel really good about this video. I feel really good about this content. And I don't feel called to do the tarot right now. I really don't. And I'm sorry, and I love you. If you're keen for a tarot reading, I offer those individually. It's just, I don't want to put everything into this. I'm putting what I resonate with, and I feel as though the astrology channeled messages, I feel like that's good going into November. I'm going to ask my guides if they have anything else. They want you to use what I just said to inspire yourself in your own life. That my brain, you could see my brain be like, but you have to, and just be like, actually, if my body is telling me that this is a no, I'm just going to trust my body. So please reach out directly if you are in need of anything. Please comment below as to how I can best support you. Please also comment or email directly if you have any questions moving forward. It's like, Sarah, you've never talked about this before, or you've touched upon it, and I'm really interested in that. Please comment those new ideas. I would really appreciate that. Nice. I love you. I'm going live in an hour. You won't see this, but I go live on Mondays on YouTube. I'm not going to be going live on the 4th or the 11th. The next one that I do is going to be on the 18th of November. So I love you. I wish you all the blessings of the universe, because your blessings don't take from mine. And I want you to feel as abundant and as prosperous and as healthy and as vibrant and loved as you've ever felt in your whole world. And you're never alone in what you're experiencing. So know if you need me, you can always email me and I'll be there. Ciao.